To hear horror stories as soon as they come out, just click on subscribe. Then you will get noticed as soon as a new creepypasta comes up. The Mysterious Hotel. Chapter 1, The Abandoned Hotel. The mysterious hotel had been abandoned for years. It stood alone on a desolate road, its once grand facade now cracked and weather-beaten. It was said that strange things had happened inside its walls, and that anyone who entered its doors never came out. But despite its reputation, a group of 4 friends, Alex, Sarah, Michael, and Emily, had decided to explore the hotel for themselves. They parked their car by the side of the road, and made their way towards the entrance. As they pushed open the creaky doors, they were hit by the musty smell of stale air and decay. The lobby was dark, but they could see enough to make out the remnants of a grand staircase, and faded wallpaper that was peeling from the walls. The group moved cautiously through the lobby, their footsteps echoing in the empty space. As they made their way towards the staircase, they heard a sound that made their hearts skip a beat. It was a whisper, a voice that seemed to be coming from the darkness. "Get out," it said. "Leave this place before it's too late." The group froze, unsure of what to do. But then, they heard another sound, the sound of footsteps, coming towards them from the upper floors. They turned to run, but it was too late. A figure appeared at the top of the staircase, its face obscured by the darkness. It descended the stairs slowly, one step at a time. The group stood frozen in fear, unable to move as the figure approached them. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, it vanished into thin air. The friends looked at each other in shock, unsure of what had just happened. But they knew one thing for sure: they had to get out of there, and fast. As they made their way back to the entrance, they heard the sound of footsteps again. This time, they were coming from behind them. They turned around, and saw the figure standing there once again, its face still hidden in the shadows. "Leave now," it said, its voice low and menacing. "Or face the consequences." With that, the figure disappeared again, leaving the group shaken and terrified. They ran to their car and drove away as fast as they could, vowing never to return to the mysterious hotel again. Little did they know, their troubles had only just begun. Chapter 2, The Invitation. Despite their harrowing experience at the mysterious hotel, the 4 friends couldn't stop thinking about it. There was something about the place that called to them, something that they couldn't quite explain. And then, one day, they received an invitation in the mail. It was from the mysterious hotel, and it promised a night of luxury and relaxation at the newly renovated property. At first, the friends were hesitant to accept. But then, they thought about how silly they were being. It was just a hotel, after all. And besides, it had been renovated. What could possibly go wrong? So they accepted the invitation, and made their way back to the mysterious hotel. But as they entered the lobby, they couldn't help but feel like they were being watched. The staff was friendly enough, but there was something off about them, something that the friends couldn't quite put their finger on. And as they made their way up to their rooms, they noticed that the once grand staircase was now covered in a thick layer of dust. Their rooms were luxurious, just as the invitation had promised. But as the night wore on, strange things began to happen. Sarah heard the sound of footsteps outside her door, even though no one was there. Michael felt a cold breeze blow through his room, despite the fact that the windows were closed. Emily woke up to find her bed sheets had been moved, even though she had fallen asleep alone. And Alex, well, Alex didn't experience anything at first. But as he lay in bed, unable to sleep, he heard a sound that made his blood run cold. It was the sound of laughter, coming from the room next door. But there was something off about it, something that made him feel like he was going insane. He got out of bed and pressed his ear to the wall, trying to make out what was being said. And then, he heard a voice that he recognized, the voice of the figure from their first visit to the mysterious hotel. "Welcome back," it said, its voice low and menacing. "I've been waiting for you." Alex tried to run, but it was too late. The door to his room slammed shut, and he was trapped inside with the figure from his nightmares. Chapter 3: The Truth Unveiled. As Alex found himself trapped in his room with the figure from their first visit to the mysterious hotel, the rest of the group was unaware of his plight. They were all experiencing their own strange occurrences throughout the night. But as morning approached, they began to grow worried about Alex. When he didn't answer his phone, they decided to go check on him. As they made their way down the hallway, they heard strange noises coming from his room, scratching, whispering, and laughter. They tried to open the door, but it was locked from the inside. It wasn't until the hotel staff arrived with a key that they were able to get inside. And what they found they would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Alex was nowhere to be found. The room was in disarray, with furniture overturned and the carpet stained with what appeared to be blood. But there was no sign of a struggle, it was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. As the group tried to make sense of what had happened, they began to piece together the truth about the mysterious hotel. It was no ordinary hotel, it was a portal to another dimension, one where time and space were warped and twisted. The figure that had haunted their nightmares was a creature from that dimension, one that had found a way to cross over into our world through the mysterious hotel. And now, Alex was trapped in that other dimension, forced to face unimaginable horrors for all eternity. The group knew that they had to act fast if they were going to save Alex. But they also knew that it wouldn't be easy, they were up against a force far greater than anything they had ever encountered before. Chapter 4: The Search for Alex. Determined to rescue their friend, the group decided to delve deeper into the mysterious hotel. They had to find a way to enter the other dimension and rescue Alex from his terrifying fate. They spent the next few days exploring the hotel, searching for any clues that could lead them to the portal. They discovered hidden rooms, secret passageways, and ancient artifacts that hinted at the hotel's dark history. Finally, they stumbled upon a mysterious door that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As they approached, they felt a strange sensation wash over them, like their bodies were being stretched and compressed at the same time. With a deep breath, they pushed open the door and stepped into the other dimension. What they found there was beyond their worst nightmares. The world was twisted and distorted, with impossible architecture and impossible creatures lurking in every shadow. They knew that they had to find Alex quickly. Every second they spent in that dimension increased their chances of becoming trapped there forever. As they searched for their friend, they encountered a variety of horrors, from hordes of faceless monsters to rooms that defied the laws of physics. But they refused to give up. Their love for Alex drove them forward, even in the face of unspeakable terror. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they found him, trapped in a room filled with swirling, chaotic energy. He was alive, but barely. His body was emaciated and covered in strange, glowing scars. They didn't have much time. With trembling hands, they tried to free him from the room, but the energy was too strong. It was only when they all worked together, channeling their own life force to create a shield around Alex, that they were able to break through the barrier and pull him to safety. As they stumbled back through the portal, they could feel the energy of the other dimension pulling at their very souls. But they had what they came for. Alex was safe, and they had beaten the malevolent force that had haunted them for so long. Or so they thought? Chapter 5: The Final Showdown. The group thought they had defeated the malevolent force that had haunted them in the mysterious hotel, but they soon realized that they were wrong. Something was still lurking in the shadows, watching them, waiting for its chance to strike. As they recovered from their ordeal, strange things began to happen. Objects moved on their own, shadows seemed to follow them wherever they went, and they heard strange whispers in the night. At first, they thought it was just their imagination, a lingering effect of the horrors they had faced in the other dimension. But as the days went on, the events grew more and more intense. Finally, they realized that they were being targeted by the same malevolent force that had trapped Alex in the other dimension. They knew that they had to face it head-on, or risk being consumed by its power. They returned to the mysterious hotel, this time armed with knowledge and determination. They knew that they had to find the source of the malevolent force and destroy it once and for all. As they explored the hotel, they encountered all manner of horrors, from rooms filled with bloody apparitions to twisting, Escher-like staircases that led to nowhere. But they pressed on, fueled by their love for each other and their desire to stop the malevolent force. Finally, they found what they were looking for, a room at the heart of the hotel, filled with pulsing energy and writhing tendrils of darkness. They knew that this was the source of the malevolent force, and that they had to destroy it before it destroyed them. With a deep breath, they stepped into the room, ready for the final showdown. What followed was a battle unlike anything they had ever experienced. The malevolent force was stronger than they could have imagined. It twisted reality around them, sent swarms of monsters to attack them, and flooded their minds with images of unspeakable horror. But they refused to give up. They fought with every ounce of strength they had, using the knowledge and experience they had gained from their previous encounters with the malevolent force. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they saw their chance. The malevolent force seemed to weaken for a moment, and they unleashed everything they had, their magic, their strength, their love for each other. With a deafening roar, the malevolent force exploded, sending shockwaves through the hotel and blasting the group backwards. As they struggled to regain their footing, they realized that it was over. The malevolent force was gone, and they had emerged victorious. They returned to the real world, battered and bruised but alive. They knew that they would never forget the horrors they had faced, but they also knew that they had each other, and that was enough. And as they left the mysterious hotel behind, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets and terrors lay waiting in the shadows of the world. The end. Epilogue. The group returned to their normal lives, but they knew that they could never truly leave the mysterious hotel behind. The experience had changed them, marked them in ways that they would never fully understand. But they also knew that they had each other. They had formed an unbreakable bond through their shared experience, and they knew that they could face anything as long as they were together. In the years that followed, they continued to encounter strange and terrifying things, haunted houses, cursed artifacts and otherworldly creatures. But they faced them all with courage and determination, drawing on the strength and love that had carried them through the mysterious hotel. And although they never forgot the horrors they had faced, they also never forgot the beauty and wonder they had encountered in that other dimension. They knew that the world was full of mystery and magic, and they vowed to continue exploring it together, no matter what lay ahead. For they had learned that even in the darkest of places, there is always a spark of hope and a glimmer of light, and with that, anything is possible. Thanks for listening to my story. Want more? Just subscribe to my channel now.